Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little over a week since I've released any content, but as you can see, I've been doing some things. We've been trying to get the house in order with some things, and I really wanted to move the studio out of my walk-in closet and have an actual space. So now we have an actual space, and I'm still getting it together, but I really wanted to get these videos out before Christmas. So it's not fully complete yet. As you can see, there's nothing on the wall. But this video is going to be my top 5 favorite non-Christmas Christmas movies. So there are two criteria for the movies that I picked on this list. It has to have rewatchability. I have to want to see a movie again after the first time I've seen it. Some movies I watch the first time and they're enjoyable, but I don't really care to see it again. So I have to be able to want to watch it again. And the second criteria is the emotional connection. How do I feel about the movie? Does it bring back any nostalgia when I watch it? So coming in at number 5, we have Gremlins. Gremlins is such a classic movie. I mean, who doesn't love Gizmo? He's super cute, and I think it's just a great story of what happens when you don't take care of your pet and how you get these other little monsters that come out of nowhere. This is definitely an 80s classic, and I love watching this movie. And yes, it is set during Christmas time. In fact, Gizmo is a Christmas gift. And then we see all the craziness that ensues. And I actually really did enjoy the second movie as well, but that's not set during Christmas. Coming in at number 4, Edward Scissorhands. This is probably one of my favorite Johnny Depp films. I love that he's so reserved in this. The characters he plays lately are usually over the top characters, but with Edward Scissorhands, he is reserved. He's sweet. It's a very endearing film, even though it may not necessarily be like a fairy tale happy ending, but I think it's just a really sweet movie. The scene where he makes the ice sculpture of Winona Ryder's character, I think, is one of the most beautifully shot scenes. And we get to see the last performance of the late, great legend himself, Vincent Price. Coming in at number 3, we have Trading Places. This is one of Eddie Murphy's first starring roles. It's such a hilarious film, and I loved seeing him and Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis all together. I think they had great chemistry. It's a very funny movie, and it also has some social commentary, which you probably wouldn't expect, but I do think it's one of Eddie Murphy's greatest films. He is amazing in this, and he's super funny. And Dan Aykroyd as a drunken Santa Claus is just hilarious. Coming in at number 2, Die Hard. Now, this is probably one of my favorite action movies. We got to see Bruce Willis go from a funny, quirky guy in Moonlighting to a huge action star. He was just an everyday cop who had to save his wife from terrorists, and this is such a classic movie as well. And I just realized most of the movies on this list are from the 80s. The 80s had some really great movies, especially action movies, and this is one of them. Bruce Willis is his best as John McClane. You have some great quotes in this film, you have some great action scenes, and Alan Rickman is his villainous best. And we have, for my number 1 favorite non-Christmas Christmas movie, Batman Returns. Batman Returns is one of those films where the sequel surpassed the original. It was such a gritty turn because a lot of people were used to the 1960s Adam West, goofy Batman, and this second one really upped it up a notch. Danny DeVito played a role that I've never seen him in before. He was a great Penguin. Normally the Penguin is like this very distinguished and articulate villain, but in this one he was very sinister, very menacing, and I think Danny DeVito was amazing. And then we got one of the greatest portrayals of Catwoman from Michelle Pfeiffer. She was poised, she was graceful, she was funny, she was deadly, she was everything in this film. I'm so glad she got this role because she originally was not up for this role. Annette Bening was originally cast as this role, but I believe she got pregnant right before filming, so she had to drop out, and thankfully Michelle Pfeiffer stepped in, and I really wish we did get to see her own solo film, which they were supposed to do, but we know how Warner Brothers did Tim Burton with his Batman franchise. And we'll sadly never get his third installment, where we would have had more Catwoman, Billy Dee Williams as Lee Harvey Oswald, wow. Billy Dee Williams as Harvey Dent, and Marlon Wayans as Robin. Batman Returns was such a mature superhero film when superhero films really weren't a thing, and if they were usually goofy or there was a lot of camp to it. But Tim Burton really made Batman Returns into an epic film. And yes, it's set during Christmas, so we get snow, we get presents, we get Christmas trees, we get penguins, henchmen, doing all kinds of craziness during the Christmas season. And we also get Selena Kyle using a taser on the guy who just tried to use her as a human shield. This is definitely a movie that I watch all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've watched Batman Returns because I just love the film so much. Well guys, that was my top 5 favorite non-Christmas Christmas films. I hope you enjoyed this video, and look out for my top 5 favorite Christmas videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.